Hey, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kah HaKodash, Barakatham. I want to say double honor to our apostles, who are elders who rule well. I want to say blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching enduring truth, sincerity. I wanted to do this quick lesson on all this, as you see here, Breakfast Club with T.I. and T.I. was going to check on his daughter's hymen, which the basically to see if the cherry, as we say, to see if the cherry was popped type of deal or that ring was broken. So with that being said, just going into it, you had overall, just to generalize it, you had the nigga woman, Angela Yee, constantly defending it inaccurately and illogically, and you had most Jake agreeing with it, and one Jake came on sounding dumb as hell. I actually got into watching this, Breakfast Club. I watched certain interviews, but since the last couple that I've been watching the Breakfast Club a little bit more actively since the last. It was a one with the Daryl, whatever the guy's name, talking about economic inclusion, which got me interested into it. Long story short, the defending party of the, can't say defending party, but the offended party, which are the women, their argument was that's her sexual orientation, that's her sexual right, and she should be able to have sex or do what she want with her body, and a man shouldn't tell her what to do, and that can scar her for life, blah, 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 blah. Now, we know that the, pieces of shit, that's why you women are not meant to rule, because now that you have liberty to gad abroad, because the scriptures tell you to give not a woman liberty to gad abroad, that a woman should be kept in straitly, now that you got liberty to gad abroad, you come up with stupid ass rhetoric like this, because the reason why I call it stupid and dumb rhetoric, because there's a lot of things that a person should have right to that they don't have a right to when they're a child. Now, as a woman, you don't got a right to nothing. To put it plain, biblically, you don't got a right to the father. The father is the one that marries you. Once you're married to that man is now your law. He is now your right and your wrong. So biblically, at the end of the day, you don't live with a right. You know what I'm saying? But does that mean that it's destructive? Does that mean that you're in prison and that you're treated like a slave? No, it just means that you're not built to make proper decisions such as that. And if you're given liberty, you will end up being a hoe and having multiple men, which is what the result is nowadays. So you can't argue the fact of reality. There's not virgins walking around. You got this hoe on here telling and arguing that T.I. or that the rapper should let his daughter have sex, but you would also have rappers in putting out that they don't want to fuck with a bitch because she, as a term that I don't want to fuck with a bitch because she got mileage. What you think that mileage is? She fucking with a bunch of niggas. How you think she get into that mold and that mentality? Because she was never kept in straight by her father. You see, Joshua said something beautiful in a lesson that he did pertaining to the $420 million or $1 billion, I think $1 million that was donated to the church. He said that he made a quote that saying that the laws were given by divinity of the Most High. It came from heaven down to earth, and you believe that you have enough intelligence to overwrite that the divine commandment of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's what these hoes think. That's what all you women, you know what I'm saying? What I mean by all you women, I mean by all you women that think like this, that think that you should freely express yourself and that you should have rights and things like that. You shouldn't want rights because you should understand that you don't know what the hell you're doing. That's just like me telling Yahweh Shai that I think I should run Israel, and I think I have a right to rule just like you have a right to rule. And I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, man. I don't know about angelic powers. I don't know. I haven't ruled or been on a pinnacle or been on a level of control like that to hop up and say, I want to run the ship. And then let's say Yahweh shall let us do it just like society lets women do it. And then I start fucking up. At what point you don't think I'm going to realize, okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Here, you take the wheel back. No, women don't think like that. They blame it on men. You know, what happens when she get her ass beat by a dude? Who's she gonna call then? Isn't it her right to defend herself? Let her defend herself on her own. You know, these double standards are ridiculous, and the double standards to a man, like he said, T.I. would not allow his daughter to do it, but he really ain't tripping on his sons. You know why? Because when you have a daughter, her virginity is all she has as a woman. If you're talking about anything that's empowering and dignity and honor, anything that makes her what you want to be, a princess or whatever, is her virginity. Once that's broken, then that's basically a seal. There's a law based off the hymen being broken, which when you have the bed sheet and you would display it as a token. So you mean to tell me that, you know, it's just suppressing testosterone, suppressing masculinity, and suppressing fatherhood. But then when the kids out here being monsters, you blame it on the man for not being around. What you think what's going to happen when the man is around is the discipline is going to be enacted on a high level. So it's even further. It says, rise up, you warn to you women that be at ease, man. You know, like y'all are really lax, and you're acting like in this day and time that you don't have any freedom. You have hella freedom. If a man and a woman separates, the woman automatically gets the child. No matter how much the man makes, she gets half of that. She could put her body out there, walk around with her nipples out. You know what I'm saying? If you talk to her incorrectly, you know what I'm saying, you could get arrested. A woman could just call the police and say, this person did this man did this, and he get arrested. A woman could put her hands on a man, but as soon as a man put her hands on a woman, he gets arrested. You know, financially, you're gonna get the job. You could suck your dick all the way to the top. You know, and this is not no made up shit that we're saying. You can go around, if you have a baby or you get impregnated and you conceive, you could turn around and have an abortion, and you decide whether that child lives or dies within this society. You know, because ultimately the Most High chooses who lives and who dies, but you have a part to play in that control. A man will have to basically punch you in the stomach to have any decision on it. Not saying that it's justified, because abortion isn't justified either. You know what I'm saying? It's like you women are fighting for shit that is stupid and is out of control and is very destructive towards mankind. It's very destructive towards Israelites. You know, and basically you're arguing that a man should not allow his daughter to lose. A man should guard and protect the most important thing to his daughter's life, which is her virginity. You're arguing that, and you're trying to use just this bullshit rhetoric of saying, oh, you're controlling her sexual decisions, and a man shouldn't be able to do that. There's a lot of things that you're not gonna let your child fucking eat anything. You're not gonna let your fucking 12-year-old drink liquor. That's their body, right? You ain't gonna let them smoke crack. Why would you sit there and play the double standard? And the double standard for women is illogical. It's stupid. You know, a man protecting his daughter should be an honorable thing. Then he's saying, okay, you a dude, because once a dude have a baby, you got to get up and take care of that baby. The woman is going to do what? Rely on the parents and things like that. A dude is like, you got to go up there and get out. You're going to get child support. You go to jail, whatever. Women don't get on child support that often, or on that level, or the generalization of child support. Is mainly the men that get on it and become imprisoned by the government and that payment process. You know, that contract or that slavery of child support. You know, and I don't mean by slavery like I'm just trying to over exaggerate it, because basically I'm just saying by this contract, this forcible contract based off your decisions, but it's a forcible contract, you know. So when a man is in his daughter's life and he wants her to be the best woman she could be by keeping her virginity, now women got a problem with that. But if niggas ain't around or men not around, women got a problem with that too. You know, that's why y'all are treated, and that's why women are respected the way they are respected nowadays. Really, all the way up into from when I was young all the way up until now, it's getting worse. How can you respect somebody that says something stupid like that? But I guarantee you'll tell them go to school and get an education. If that kid said they don't want to go to school, you're not going to tell them not to go to school, because you are forcibly telling them what they should do and what you think is right for them. But you want her to be a hoe and fuck and have a baby and risk doing that, risk catching a disease. Half these women out here got scarred ovaries, can't even have kids. Then when they want to settle down around when they're mentally able to do so, they can't have no kids or produce a family. Got women raising families before they're mentally able to, raising monsters. And you want to blame it on the man for not being around. You hoes is out of control, man. Should be ashamed. But you don't have no shame. You know, like it says, she wipe her lips and she drink and she wipe her mouth and it's like, I ain't do nothing. You know, you enjoyed yourself, you realize you fucked up, and you like, what did I do? You get drunk and then get raped and blame it on the guy who sold you the liquor behind the bar type shit. You the one that bought the shit. You know, everything ain't always the woman's fault, but we always, anything that happened bad to us, we're at fault in some type of way. And women will not take no bit of ownership in whatever they're at fault at. You know, which that's why it says they shall be stumped out like the mire of the street. Because you're not, there's never going to be a day where you own up and be responsible for yourself. You always want to tell everybody what to do and give yourself freedom to do whatever you want to do. Look at what you're doing with your freedom. You don't have women out here telling women stop, like a very strong wave of women or a spiritual wave of women voicing their opinions about women fucking all the time, wearing weave, wearing lipstick, wearing tinkling the ornaments, switching leggings. You don't have that. But you do have the men of the Lord, the prophets of the Lord, that are out there voicing their opinions. Of course, we're ordained to do that, but if women were ordained to do that, they wouldn't even do that. It's a very small amount of women that feel like that and that would say that, but they can't say that even within the society, because they'll get heavily demonized, because us compared to 2/3 is men is an innumerable, is a total unbalanced number. And the righteous women compared to the wicked women is heavily unbalanced. It's probably 0.6, but I can't say 0.6. Let's say 0.7 for righteousness' sake. You know what I'm saying? Let's say 0.7 for righteousness' sake, and the rest is fucking 99.3 of you women out there are wicked as hell, man. You know, so a righteous woman, her voicing is saying that she got to being holy, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling her husband Lord. Man, even women in the gospel that I've came across, and I read that too. Oh, no, I can't do that. You cannot eat pork and cover your head, but then when you say that, oh, no, nah. You hoes is out of control, man. Out of control, and the Lord has his just due on y'all. You know, as well as everybody. But fuck all that. I hate to have to keep saying that, because women always illogically get defensive when you tell them about their fucking self. Right? Our whole addressing of this gospel is to men. Unto you old men I call. So we out there talking to men. But as soon as we take a break from the men and bring up a lesson on the women, we got to be like, well, we're talking about the men too. Bitch, we been talking to the men. Now it's your turn. Stop being a hoe. Stop advocating whoredom. You're making us look bad. Then you wonder why Jake want to deal with Edomites and shit. Because you know why? And heathens. Jake gave up on the nigga woman. Jake gave up on the nigga woman, man. He knows that, like the guy that saw my economic conclusion. You got a bitch in the comment board talking about, yeah, he talking about all this and all that, but he married a white woman. Don't fucking matter. Guess what? Guess what he called his daughters? His black daughters. He knows his daughters are still Israelites, as long as he's one. You know what I'm saying? And he gave them a better life, because dealing with you hoes, you'd have been and took that money, took half the money, and went and fucked it off on with Tyrone or something, because you don't know about how to keep your fucking legs closed, because you felt like you should have got your hymen broke at the age of 12. And you should have rulership over your body, following Esau. And Esau don't even fuck around like that. They teach your ass that, man. Well, them white bitches is some nasty hoes too. I ain't even gonna flex. You know what I'm saying? But their family structure. What I mean is their family structure is not built like that. Their mentality. They may hoe around in college because they are pure hoes. But they know, okay, once I finish college, I'm going to get this family. I'm going to do this. And this, I'm going to live this straight life. You hoes just adapted and think that is life, is to be a hoe. And have control and to do these things. And the Lord is going to require that at your hand. I don't give a fuck what you say. You want to talk about abortion. You want to hoe and fuck and then get impregnated. And then once you have to be responsible for something, you want to take a life and then blame it on try to make it a fact that I got control of my body. You know what I'm saying? If you got control of your body, be responsible with it. And this is crazy, because this whole lesson that I'm doing, all this I'm saying, I bet any average woman listen to it, all they gonna do is take the negative out of it and not the productivity of what's being said on how to build up the Israelite family, which at the end of the day, based on the curses, we're not gonna be able to do that, because it's a block on the women's minds. So that's why I know that if you listen to this, you're not going to be able to receive what's being said, the importance of the matter and how to build it up, because we're not supposed to be built up in this society. The 2/3 and the wicked women have to be gotten rid of, so that the nation of Israel, the right ones, can enter the kingdom first and reestablish order. That's the real fact of the matter, you know. But with that being said, I want to say call all y'all Bashim Al-Shai. I want to say Bashim Kokadas Bakata. Damasa Pas / Elder Shaw, GMS, blessed say, teach you, but it's out there teaching, enduring truth, sincerity. Hey, Shalom.